Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Today we're going to get into 1 Samuel 28th chapter. But before that, a quick recap of what happened in 27th chapter. You had David went to Achish, the king of Gath, for shelter or safety, so that Saul wouldn't chase after him no more. And then Achish gave David and his men the town of Ziklag, and David stayed there for a year and 4 months. And while David was there, he was secretly raiding the neighboring towns. Neighboring towns. But every time he would go and report to Achish, he would say that he was attacking Israelite lands, like basically attacking his own people. So Achish thought that the people of Israel must hate David by now. So Achish went and assumed that David was serving forever. Yeah, that's basically it. So this is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 28 and 1. And it reads, "And it came to pass in those days that the Philistines gathered their armies together for warfare to fight with Israel. And Achish said unto David, Know thou assuredly that thou shalt go out with me to battle, thou and thy men. And David said to Achish, Surely thou shalt know what thy servant can do. And Achish said to David, Therefore will I make thee keeper of my head forever." So the Philistines are gathering for war against Israel. And Achish tells David that he has to come with him. And David is like, yeah, David has to go with Achish to battle. Oh, I guess David and his men, yeah. And then Achish said he'll make David as an NOT personal bodyguard for life. Damn, so Achish really thinks that David's gonna serve him forever. That's crazy talk, man. Verse 3, Now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had lamented him, and buried him in Ramah, even in his own city. And Saul had put away those that have familiar spirits and wizards out of the land. And the Philistines gathered themselves together, and came and pitched in Shunem. And Saul gathered all Israel together, and they pitched in Gilboa. So, Samuel was buried, and Saul exiled people who were worshiping or had familiar spirits, witches, wizards. And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, host means army, so when he saw the Philistine army, he was afraid, and his heart greatly trembled, and he was shook. And when Saul inquired of the Lord answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets. So he asked the Lord. The Lord didn't answer him. So right here, and he was already shaking when he saw the army. Now the Lord's not answering him. He's shaking in his boots. Then said Saul unto his servants, Seek me a woman that have a familiar spirit. But you just exiled all of them. I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servants said to him, Behold, there is a woman that have a familiar spirit at Endor. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment. And he went, and 2 men with him. And they came to the woman by night. And he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto thee. So Saul had to disguise himself because he just banished, yeah, that's the right word. He just banished all of the people who had familiar spirits. So, like, how does it look like a king that just banished them, going to seek one for help? It don't look right. And the woman said unto him, Behold, thou knowest what Saul hath done, how he cut off. How he hath cut off those that have familiar spirits and wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life, to cause me to die? So the woman is like, the woman is type shook because, like, he's asking Saul. Well, she doesn't know it's Saul, but he's like, you, because Saul had banished all the people that have familiar spirits. So this person, in her eyes, this guy coming to her for her services, she would think that maybe she's getting set up, or I don't know. This sounds like, because everyone knows what Saul has done. So, like, if word was to get out, she'd be put to death ultimately. Yeah, she was asking if she was wondering if she was gonna get set up. Yeah, why are you setting a trap for me? Yep. And Saul sware to her by the Lord, saying, As the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. Then said the woman, Whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, Bring me up Samuel. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, Why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. So Saul asked the woman to bring up Samuel. And then when the woman saw Samuel, she realized it was Saul. And she's shook. And in her mind, she's probably thinking that it really was a trap. And the king said unto her, Be not afraid, for what sawest thou? The woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, What form is he of? And she said, An old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel. He stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. So when they saw the form, the old man, Saul fell to the ground and bowed. As Samuel said. And Samuel said to Saul, Why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am so distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and God is departed from me, and answereth me no more, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. So the Lord's not answering you, so you went to go conjure up a spirit. That's crazy work, bro. That's the first thing that came to mind. Really, bro? Really? You could tell Saul's gone. He's out of here. Then said Samuel, Wherefore then dost thou ask of me, seeing the Lord departed from me, and is become thine enemy? Right, so Samuel's like, Why the fuck you coming to me? The Lord abandoned you. What makes you think I'm gonna help you? Like, hello? And the Lord hath done to him as he spake by me, for the Lord hath rent the kingdom out of thy hand, and given it to thy neighbor, even to David. Right, so the Lord is just doing what he said. His word does not come back void. He's not a man that shall lie. So like, why are you surprised? Because thou obeyest not the voice of the Lord, nor executed his first wrath upon Amalek. Therefore hath the Lord done this thing unto thee this day. Moreover, the Lord will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines. And tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. And the Lord also shall deliver the host of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. Oh, so Samuel was telling him that the Lord would deliver Israel. Israel is going to lose the war against the Philistines ultimately. And Saul and his two sons are going to die. Saul and his sons in a war tomorrow. Imagine hearing that. We still gotta go. Oh, shit. That was on his mind all day. Then Saul fell straightway all along on the earth, and was so afraid because of the words of Samuel. And there was no strength in him, for he had eaten no bread all the day, nor all the night. Damn, he didn't even want to eat, lost his appetite. Crazy work. And the woman came unto Saul, and saw that he was sore troubled, and said unto him, Behold, thine handmaid hath obeyed thy voice. And I have put my life in my hand, and have hearkened unto thy words which thou spakest unto me. Now therefore, I pray thee, hearken thou also unto the voice of thine handmaid, and let me set a morsel of bread before thee, and eat, that thou mayest have strength when thou goest on thy way. But he refused and said, I will not eat. But his servants together with the woman compelled him, and he hearkened unto their voice. So he arose from the earth and sat upon the bed. And the woman had a fat calf in the house, and she hasted and killed it, and took flour and kneaded it, and did bake unleavened bread thereof. And she brought it before Saul and before his servants. And they did eat, and they rose up and went away that night. That's the end of 1 Samuel 28th chapter. No, quick summary. In the beginning, you had the Philistines preparing for war, and then Saul seeks the Lord for guidance, but the Lord didn't answer him at all. Completely abandoned him, 100%. No. And you should have known that was coming too, because the Lord would not lie. So he told you who's gonna rent the kingdom out of your hands. That's exactly what he did. And then after Saul had banished, people with familiar spirits, he went out of his way to visit the lady who was familiar with familiar spirits. I think he called him a medium, I believe. And then she had the woman conjure up Samuel so he could seek Samuel for guidance. And then Samuel was like, hey, you did this to yourself. The Lord told you what he was going to do, and he did it. You can't be mad. And then Samuel also prophesied that Saul and his sons would die in the battle. And then, let's see. Yeah, that's about it. And then Saul, he was so in shock. The fear had taken hold of him that he wasn't eating. So after the woman there, not the one with the familiar spirit, but the other one that was mentioned, after urging Saul to eat, he finally ate, and then they all went about their way. So that's the end of 1 Samuel, the 28th chapter. Lord, that was edifying. Until next time, shalom.